Walking. Walking is very likely the most underestimated exercise you can do. And that's probably because it's the least sexy exercise you can do. Let's be honest, there are definitely cooler exercises within an exercise library. If a Rocky training montage were just Sylvester Stallone going for a walk, the film wouldn't be a cinematic masterpiece. And it is a cinematic masterpiece. But just because you don't need to psych yourself up, sniff smelling salts, or deploy Hearts on Fire by John Cafferty to go for a walk, that doesn't mean it's not a fantastic exercise. Walking is one of the best exercises you can possibly do and has multiple health benefits. Starting with number one, it burns extra calories and aids in weight loss. If your goal is fat loss, you want to move around as much as possible, and walking is a low impact, low stress way to do this. When people look to lose weight, they rightfully reduce the amount of food they eat. But when energy intake is reduced, your body will try and preserve energy as much as it can. One way it does this is by reducing your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the energy expended for everything we do that is not sleeping, eating, or sport like exercise. Keeping active with regular movement, such as walking, will ensure you're keeping on top of the calories out part of the fat loss equation and not subconsciously compensating by moving less because of the reduction in calories. Number two, it improves your cardiovascular health. It's widely accepted that regular physical activity is beneficial for cardiovascular health. And as cardiovascular disease is the number one cause of death, it really shows how important regular exercise is when it comes to optimal health and longevity. When reviewing the research, we can see that frequent exercise is robustly associated with a decrease in cardiovascular mortality as well as the risk of developing cardiovascular disease. You don't need to run up a snowy mountain in Russia, another Rocky IV reference for you there, to improve your cardiovascular health. Running is a better tool to improve your aerobic capacity, your lactate threshold, and muscular endurance. But when it comes to improving heart health, walking is absolutely fine. Systematic review examining cardiovascular disease risk with leisure or total walking duration, distance, frequency, energy expenditure, and pace found broadly dose-dependent reductions in cardiovascular disease risk with increasing walking levels. Furthermore, a 2009 meta-analysis showed that walking just 30 minutes per day for 5 days per week was associated with a 19% coronary heart disease risk reduction. I am not a doctor. I am not prescribing interventions to reduce a specific disease. I'm just reviewing the data and stating that walking, for multiple reasons, is highly beneficial to our health. Highly beneficial. I just spilled water all over me. Number three, it boosts immune function. One study tracked 1,002 adults. That's right, you heard me right there. 1,002. Why not stop at 1,000? Did two people just sneak in? I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, it tracked 1,002 adults over a 12-week period. Those who walked at a moderate pace for 30 to 45 minutes per day had 43% fewer sick days and fewer upper respiratory tract infections overall. Number four, it improves your mood. Research shows that exercise improves mental health by reducing anxiety, depression, negative mood, and improving self-esteem and even cognitive function. Rhythmic aerobic exercises using large muscle groups are especially effective, such as jogging, swimming, cycling, and of course, walking. We all know the feeling of when we've been for a good walk or run and we just just feel amazing. The rush of endorphins is immense. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that walking will cure depression. I'm just representing the data, and the data shows that walking is pretty good at improving your mood. And lastly, number 5, it can possibly even extend your life. Again, I am not a doctor, and walking won't walk you into the year 2222, but it may add some time and keep you active into your later years. Personally, I'm striving to get to a ripe old age, get to the point where I'm really old, and you know the age where you feel it's appropriate to merge onto the bypass doing 35 miles per hour. That age, that's where I want to get to. A recent meta-analysis found that rates of all-cause mortality were 12% lower per 1,000 steps per day. A 12% reduction in all-cause mortality for just 1,000 extra steps is huge. It's monumental. The researchers found a dose-response relationship with the all-cause mortality risk decreasing linearly from 2,700 to 17,000 steps per day. In other words, the more you walk, the more you increase your chances of living a long, healthy, active life. Unless you're going for a walk in the night and get hit by a car. So wear a high vis, maybe even a head torch if you're super keen. Safety first. Safety first. The average step count in the UK is 5,444 per day. If you hit 6,000, that's better than most for individuals who have a sedentary life. If you got an active job, maybe aim for 7,500. If you super keen, then go for 10,000. 10,000 steps per day is pretty awesome. I appreciate that's not achievable for people who live sedentary lives. So a good tip is look at what you're currently doing each day and track it via Fitbit, Apple Watch, Garmin, and increase it by 1,000 steps. 1,000 steps per day. Beyond the aforementioned incredible health benefits of walking, my favorite thing about walking is it's the one time of the day where I really unplug. Stepping out into the wilderness and truly relaxing the mind is amazing. We all need to unplug at least once per day. So get yourself out, get some steps in, view the beautiful world around you. In the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you could miss it.